Welcome everyone to the first Making an Impact 2015. As you can see, this is a brand new start for the show. We're in HD and you can see the wonderful graphics behind me. So it's going to be an awesome show. Okay, let's get started. We're talking about the first Impact of 2015, their debut on Destination America, Discovery Channel's one of its channels under the Discovery umbrella, and we had a lot of different action. We had 4 championship matches. All the belts were on the line. We had the rematch. Bobby Roode defending the TNA World Heavyweight Championship against Bobby Lashley. And we had much more, and we'll get started, so let's get right to it. Alright, we started off with a brawl where everybody was brawling, everybody was fighting, everybody, even Spud and Steve, Crazy Steve, were up in the balconies fighting with Robbie E. So it was crazy across the board and just insane. But Kurt Angle comes out and gets everybody cleared out of the ring. We had at that point, Kurt Angle announces we're going to have 4 title matches. He informs the Cowboy James Storm and Abyss of the Revolution that they were going to defend their TNA World Tag Team titles against the former champions, the Wolves. Loki would be defending the X Division title against the greatest man that ever lived, Austin Aries. And Taryn, the TNA Knockouts champion, would be defending her title in a battle royale against all the Knockouts. MVP comes down and gets in Kurt Angle's face and talks about how he's scared and boo-hooing over their act after the beatdown he gave him last week, and said that Kurt Angle's big decision was that he was going to apologize to MVP. Kurt Angle announces that officially, as of right now, he has resigned as director of wrestling operations, and that he is an active member of the roster once again. And he informs the MVP that they are going to have a match right now, a street fight match that he signed. And they went at it, tore each other apart, wearing their street clothes. MVP at one point got Angle into a Fuji armbar type maneuver. Angle, of course, went for the Angle lock. He got it on there a couple of times, but MVP would always sneak out of it. But Angle finally gets the win, hitting the Angle Slam on MVP 1, 2, 3. During the match and such, the fans were chanting to the point where they had to be bleeped because of expletives. During the confrontation between MVP and Kurt Angle, they were chanting, "Shut the F up." That was being bleeped. The crowd was really into the show, and it was nice to see that because that's what TNA needed. Pretty good, decent match. You should check it out if you missed Impact Wrestling. It was a good match, so you need to check it out. Okay, we had our second match of the night and our first championship match. Cowboy James Storm and Abyss of the Revolution defending the TNA World Tag Team titles against the former champion, the Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards, who came to the ring. The crowd was really behind them. They had like these red little claw marks each on their chest, you know, representing a wolf's claw. Action was freaking phenomenal. The Wolves hit not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 suicide dives out on the outside of the ring on Abyss and Storm. The fans sitting at that area were being shoved back because they were hitting that guardrail and it was shoving them back. Back and forth match. Storm and Abyss had some domination during that match. Toward the end of the match, Abyss hit the torture rack on, I believe it was Edwards. It was like freaking phenomenal. Now, during this, before the match began, Matt and Jeff Hardy came down the ring and was watching the match. And at one point toward the end of the match, Manic and Sonata tried to get involved, but they were taken out by the Hardys. Jeff Hardy hit the Twist of Fate on Manic. However, all this distraction cost the Wolves because it allowed James Storm to hit the last call on Edwards, and Storm and Abyss retain the TNA World Tag Team titles. So it looks like we're going to have a feud between the Wolves and the Hardys. Who's going to be the heels? Who's going to be the faces? Or if we're going to be face versus face feud? It's going to be interesting to see. What's next for the Revolution? The Cowboy James Storm and Abyss with the TNA Tag Team titles. Not that many teams in TNA because we no longer have Team 3D. And the only other team we have besides the Wolves and the Hardys is the Bromans. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen there. This is another good match. You need to go and watch it if you didn't watch it. It's about a 6-minute match, but still it's really good. The crowd was into it. I don't know what more to say. The cohesiveness of the Wolves, you know, they're one of the best tag teams out there. And it's surprisingly how well Cowboy James Storm and Abyss work together as a tag team. So all in all, great match. You need to go and watch it. And it adds a little intrigue with the Hardys involved. What is going to happen? I don't know, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. Okay, EC3 came down the ring bragging about how he's beat up on Rockstar Spud in 2015. His goal is to take him out permanently. He's in the ring with Jeremy Borash, and he talks about how hard he slapped Jeremy Borash in the face that he thought he had terminated his family, or close to the line of that. Of course, the fans are chanting at him, "You can't wrestle," and he's like going back, "Yes, I can." That whole routine, well done. He calls Rockstar Spud out, and we don't see Rockstar Spud coming out. We finally hear his music pick up, and we see him come out, but he's being carried out by Tyrus because Tyrus has took him out. Tyrus tumbles him around, throws him in the ring. EC3 pulls out the head shavers and is getting ready to shave his head. Jeremy Borash says, "Hey, that is enough," and slaps EC3. Not a great idea. They take out Jeremy Borash. Rockstar Spud tries to get back on his feet and help him out to no avail. And Tyrus restrains Rockstar Spud as EC3 shaves, partially shaves Jeremy Borash's hair. So I'm surprised that they had Jeremy Borash do this. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes. I'm not a fan of Rockstar Spud. Don't care for him. Don't like him. I just can't wait until this angle's over so that EC3 can move on and go on to a bigger and better feud. But nevertheless, it was an okay segment. If you missed it, it's okay that you missed it. Like I said, I'm not a fan of EC3, but nevertheless, I'm a fan of EC3. I'm not a fan of Rockstar Spud. So, nevertheless, if you missed the segment, it's okay. And it is what it is. Okay, we had our second title match of tonight. Loki defending the TNA X Division title against Austin Aries. Another great match. The fans were really into this. It was a 50-50 split chant for Aries and Loki. A lot of great moves in this match. I'm just going to go over a couple of the big spots in this match. There was one point where Aries hit a nice suicide dive on Loki to the outside of the ring. Loki had gotten an armbar submission type on Aries, but Aries was able to escape. Aries went for a brainbuster, but Loki was able to block it. They went back and forth trading blows. There were several, hard chops by Loki on the Austin Aries, and they kept battling back and forth. Finally, toward the end of the match, they were both battling on the top rope, trying to get leverage for a move. But Aries was the one who came out on top, as he was able to convert it into a brainbuster. 1, 2, 3. Austin Aries is the new X Division champion. Where does this go? I don't know. Austin Aries is the X Division champion. Could hold a lot of interesting things, because Austin Aries, is the man who came up with Option C. At Destination X, whoever is the X Division champion can vacate the title for an opportunity for a TNA World Heavyweight title match. So it'd be interesting to see if Aries holds on to the title until Destination X. When are we having Destination X? I don't know, because TNA is changing things up with their pay-per-view system. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen there. A great match. One of the things that I like during this match is Josh Matthews, who, by the way, is the new head announcer for Impact Wrestling. Mentioned Loki and Austin Aries' time in Ring of Honor, which was kind of cool to hear that kind of talk. Also, the fact that Austin Aries is the longest reigning TNA X Division title, his first title reign, almost a year long, and he was never defeated for the title in that reign. He vacated the title for the opportunity to cash in for a TNA World Heavyweight title shot, which he successfully defeated Bobby Roode, and in Bobby Roode's long reign as the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen in 2015 with the TNA X Division Champion and your new TNA X Division Champion, Austin Aries, the greatest man that ever lived. Okay, we had our third title match of the night. Taryn defending the TNA Knockouts title in a Knockouts Battle Royale, which saw Taryn, of course, Rebel, Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, the Beautiful People, Madison Rayne, Gail Kim, and Havoc. Conspicuously missing out of the bunch is Brooke, who was not in the Battle Royale. Well, when the Beautiful People came down, of course, they came down with Jesse and DJZ of the Bromans, who got in the ring and then introduced the returning Robbie E, who came in the ring talking about his time on the Amazing Race, talking about how he didn't win $1 million. However, he won. He still looks like $1 million. And he starts dissing Brooke, his ex-girlfriend, and starts ripping into her. Well, as the match goes, Rebel is the first to be eliminated in the Battle Royale. By the way, in TNA's Women's Battle Royales, it's over the top rope, both feet hit the floor. None of this going through the ropes bullshit. So, Rebel's the first one out. And then she's shortly followed by Madison Rayne. Then it's Angelina Love's next. She is followed by Velvet Sky, which leaves Havoc, Gail Kim, and Taryn Terrell. Taryn and Gail both work on Havoc. Once they get her down, they start trading blows. Havoc comes back. She's very dominating, but however, Gail goes to try to eliminate Havoc. Havoc starts to toss Gail out of the ring. Taryn comes up from behind, is able to toss Havoc out of the ring, and still your TNA Knockouts champion, Taryn Terrell. After the match, Havoc comes back in the ring and starts decimating Taryn Terrell, beating the liver crap out of her after blow, and then the lights go out and the fans start chanting and the lights come back on. Awesome Kong, that's right, you didn't hear me wrong. Awesome Kong is in the ring face to face with Havoc, and they have the ultimate stare down as the referees try to keep them apart. all I can say is this is freaking awesome. Awesome Kong is back in TNA. The TNA Knockouts division is now on fire. Nobody can forget the feud between Gail Kim and Awesome Kong. They had some great matches. Awesome Kong held the TNA Knockouts title for over 180 days. Awesome Kong, also the second person to have held the TNA Knockouts title and the TNA Tag Team titles, as Awesome Kong held the titles with Hamada. So, a little tidbit of information there. Can't wait to see what's going to happen. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot. During the Battle Royale, before Velvet was eliminated, Brooke came out of the crowd and attacked and started beating the snot out of Robbie E. So it looks like we're going to have a feud between Brooke and possibly Velvet Sky, because, you know, Velvet Sky is supposed to be with Robbie E. It looks like it's going to be interesting to see. I'm glad Brooke's back. I think Brooke should get another run with the TNA Knockouts title. It's interesting that they're taking a real life situation and turning it into a wrestling angle. In case you didn't know, Robbie E. and Brooke, who were on The Amazing Race as hashtag the Wrestlers, otherwise known as Team Bro, were dating each other. However, they decided to call it quits toward the end of the filming of The Amazing Race, and they're no longer together. So I'm finding it's interesting that they're taking a real life situation and turning it into a wrestling angle, but we'll just have to wait and see where it's going to go. I think it was a smart call to keep the TNA Knockouts title on Taryn Terrell, because I think she's got a little more time to go with that title. So we're going to have to wait and see how long she's going to hold that title, who's her next challenger going to be, and more importantly, when are we going to get to see Awesome Kong versus Havoc? Book it, we want to see it. Okay, we had the rematch. Finally, we had the rematch between Bobby Roode and Bobby Lashley for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Both men, awesome match. What can you say? About a minute into the match, Bobby Lashley picked Bobby Roode up and hit a nice vertical suplex on Roode. Roode is able to come back and counter with a crossface type submission, but Bobby Lashley does not tap. They go back and forth, and I'm just trying to give you a little of the action on my nice little pad here. The official Making an Impact tablet. It was interesting to know that during this match they had backstage segment showing MVP Kenny King coming through the back with two masked men. So anyway, Bobby Lashley, somehow or another, he got busted in the mouth because he was bleeding. I'm not exactly sure when that happened, but midway in the match, Roode hit a nice neck breaker on Bobby Lashley. It was real quick, and then he went for another crossface on Lashley, trying to get another submission type move. He went for a Roode bomb and hit it and got a 2 count. Went back to the crossface. MVP came down and tried to interfere in the match, and Kenny King took the referee out. The two masked men jump up and reveal that they are Loki and Samoa Joe. So with this going on, all of a sudden Eric Young comes down to the ring. And Eric Young has a steel chair. He chases Loki, Joe out of the ring, and he's keeping MVP at bay and Kenny King. All of a sudden, he turns and hits Bobby Roode with the chair and starts decimating Bobby Roode. And that gives Bobby Lashley the opportunity to hit the spear, is what I believe he did. And 1, 2, 3. Bobby Lashley is the new TNA World Heavyweight Championship for a second time. I don't know if I like the idea of the title changing. I wish Bobby Roode had kept it a lot sooner. But the thing I do like is the heel turn of Eric Young. Why did Eric Young do this? Why did he cost Bobby Roode the TNA World Heavyweight Championship? Why did he hit him with that steel chair? Why is Samoa Joe and Loki with MVP? These are questions that we are going to hopefully get answers to in the next few weeks. But you know what? It keeps you excited. It wants you to tune in again to find out what's going on. Good match. Maybe, questionable ending, how people feel about it. But still, it's got you talking, and that's what counts. So I definitely recommend you go back and watch this match. It is awesome. You need to watch it. And, I don't know what more to say about it, but it was just freaking phenomenal. Why Eric Young? Why Eric Young is the million-dollar question. Wow, what Impact Wrestling. It was a good way to get started off. You could tell there was some technical difficulties. From what I understood, the regular director who does the directing of the tapings was not there. Also, they were using the production equipment inside the Manhattan Center, so that was a lot of problems. I think some of the production equipment went down at one point. So I understand that they had some technical troubles. Hopefully they'll get these smoothed out in the following tapings. The New York crowd, hot as always. That was good to see. I thought all the matches were good, especially the World Heavyweight Championship match. I think the biggest thing is the return of Awesome Kong. I think everybody was like totally shocked for that. Also the heel turn of Eric Young. Why Eric Young? Why? We saw one title change hands. Austin Aries is your new TNA X Division champion, so we gotta wait and see where that's going to go. A lot more things going on. It looks like TNA is trying to get off on the right foot. Also, I thought Josh Matthews and Mike Tenay were Mike Tenay, bless his heart. Taz, Josh Matthews and Taz were not too bad as an announced team. I'm sad to see Mike Tenay's not on the announced team, because I think it would have been better to have Mike Tenay and Josh Matthews, but hey, it is what it is. Mike Tenay will be hosting a new show, Impact Unlocked. That will be on Saturday mornings. I believe that's 10 Eastern, 9 Central. He'll be giving tidbits and facts, special behind-the-scenes interviews and such like that, so it's going to be interesting to see that. Looks like they're going. Destination America is really going to get behind TNA and try to really promote them, and that's what TNA needs right now. Some tidbits and rumors that I've heard right now. One is that TNA is looking to go back to the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida, to do some TV tapings. Also, they're talking about doing some TV tapings back in New York at the Manhattan Center. Also, their next TV tapings are going to be overseas in the UK when they do the UK tour. So you're going to have a lot of that from over there. As far as house shows, it looks like they're not going to be doing any house shows this year, and that sucks, because they put on awesome house shows. I think that you get the most fan experience. It sucks that they're not doing house shows. It really, really sucks. But hopefully they'll get back on their feet and they'll do house shows. Pay-per-views is up in the air. It doesn't look like they're going to be doing that many pay-per-views far and far. And if they do pay-per-views, most of them will be taped. It will not be live. Friday night they taped Lockdown, so that was interesting. Whether Lockdown's going to air on Destination America, or if that's going to be a pay-per-view that they're going to air later down the road, that's going to be interesting to see. So anyway, like I said, 2015, it's a new year, and it's a new making an impact, changing things up. Hope you liked it. You can drop me an email. You'll see the email address at the end of the show. And also, don't forget to check out the Wrestling Debate. It's on the Nerdport Network at Blog Talk Radio, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Join myself, John P. Mayer, myself. We also have a lot of other guests on there, including Sean Shark Williams, and a lot of others. Hamey and a lot of others, guys. If I've not mentioned your names, I apologize, so please forgive me and show me a little mercy. Also, John does the independent point of view, where he has his pulse on the independent scene, including Pro Wrestling Syndicate up in the Jersey area. So you got to check that out. So I'll be back next weekend with another edition of Making an Impact. This new format is a work in progress, so we'll see how it goes. And thank you very much, and y'all take care, and we'll see you next week.